This is my old Minecraft world that I found on my Xbox 360. It was created on the 28th of July 2013, making it almost 9 years old, and it hasn't been touched ever since. In this very first episode of my Minecraft Hardcore series, I'll be recreating an almost exact replica of my old base, including all of its rooms and even the Nether portal. So without any further ado, let's begin. As you probably already know by now, every hardcore Minecraft world must start off with some good old wood gathering.
Nice.
I crafted a wooden pickaxe and used it to mine enough cobble to make some basic stone tools.
Boom, bam, bam.
I used my new stone axe to chop down a bunch more trees. That way, when I go mining, I won't have to worry about having a lack of wood to craft torches or any other wooden items. After wandering around looking for some food, I bumped into a patch of lily of the valley flowers.
Wow.
I picked them all up as they'll come in very handy later in the video. As all hardcore players know, you need food to survive, otherwise you'll die. So I killed a few cows and then went to take a swim with the fishies. Okay. Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Boom.
Okay, that should be enough. I'll let the rest of them live.
Psych! Boom, 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 boom.
Well, that was fun. With my inventory now full with enough food to sustain me for a while, I decided it was now time to explore the 1.18 cave systems. I found this little stone pit and dug down until I eventually bumped into some coal.
Nice.
After mining it all up, I created a furnace, put my food to cook, and then continued mining a staircase down until I eventually discovered this cave full of water. Using my big brain, I crafted some doors and went back into the water and swam until I found some iron and mined it all up. Nice, that makes 7 pieces of iron. After collecting all the iron that I could find in this area, I decided to dig into this wall and keep mining downward in hopes of bumping into a large 1.18 cave. After mining for a while, I managed to find some lapis lazuli, which is another important iron that will play a massive role later in the video. With the iron I mined earlier, I crafted a shield before returning back to my staircase to continue mining downward. It wasn't too long before I heard the sound of a bat, which prompted me to start mining in its direction in hopes of finding a cave. And finally, this cave was quite large, so I knew I'd be spending a good while down here gathering resources. Cue the montage. Bosh.
Diamond! Great success!
With my freshly mined diamonds, I crafted myself my first ever diamond pickaxe and used it to mine some iron ore. Once the iron ore finished smelting, I made myself an iron helmet and some iron boots, looking fresh. After exploring the cave for a while, I saw this huge lava lake nearby and decided to take the opportunity to mine 14 pieces of obsidian, 10 of which will be used to create a nether portal as part of my 9-year-old base later in the video. I collected a little bit more iron and once it was done smelting, I used it to craft some leggings to complete my armor set. Now that I was well protected, it was time to fearlessly take out some mobs. Well, that was easy. After killing the skeleton, I walked a little further and saw a ton of iron. You know what time it is. Ooh, a block of raw iron. Aren't these meant to be like kind of really rare or something? Yes. Yes, they are. And just a bit more iron. Nice. Alright, how do I get down from here? Should I try this? Screw it. I turned all of the ores that I mined in this area into blocks and then set off to explore the rest of the cave. However, I was left with a slight dilemma. Which side of the cave do I explore first? Left or right? If you think A, I go left, you have to like the video. If you think B, I go right, you have to like the video. You now have 5 seconds to answer. Good luck. If you guessed left, congratulations, you're right. Now you have to like the video. Please like the video. Please. I'm desperate. It turned out that exploring this side of the cave first was quite a smart decision, as not only did I manage to pick up quite a good amount of iron, but I also managed to find some diamonds sneakily hiding behind this ore vein. Ooh, didn't expect that. Okay, let's see how many we can find. 2, maybe a third. Nice. Okay, 3 diamonds, not too bad. After hitting this sweet MLG water bucket shot,
Excellent!
I headed over to the right side of the cave to see what was in store for me there. I mined all of the iron around the general vicinity, took out a couple of creepers, and then bopped this enderman to get my very first ender pearl. Yes, it dropped one. I walked slightly further into the depths of the right side of the cave, and then I noticed something I had never seen before. Wait, what? There's so much iron here. Have I just got really lucky or something? Little did I know, I was about to stumble across one of 1.18's rarest features, a huge ore vein. These things are filled with a bunch of iron ore that's clumped together, along with blocks of raw iron, which are each made up of 9 iron ingots per block. If you guys remember, I actually mined a raw iron block earlier. Ooh, a block of raw iron. But didn't quite realize at the time that I was in fact mining into a huge ore vein. According to Minecraft's wiki page, it states that huge veins like these could potentially have up to 2,000 ore inside of them. So hypothetically, if I was to mine every single piece of iron in this vein with my unenchanted diamond pickaxe, it would probably take me a couple of hours. And I'm really not bothered to invest that much longer mining. So after about 16 minutes of mining, I got bored and thought I had more than enough iron to keep me going for a while. I had collected approximately 486 pieces, which converted into 54 blocks of raw iron to save some inventory space. With all of the resources that I had gathered in this massive cave, I decided that, I was ready to head up to the surface. I stacked my way up using deep state cobblestone, and when I reached the top, I made a pillar which indicated where the huge ore vein was located. I then made some signs and used them to appropriately label the pillar with 3 iron below, just to make it that bit more clear as to where the iron was located. With that being done, I was finally ready to explore this Minecraft world and search for a place to build my 9-year-old base on. So I took off and began traversing the land ahead of me. Ooh, okay. I think that's perfect, you know. That could actually work. As you could tell, I was extremely happy with the landscape that I just found. Wow. So I hurried down and jumped from this tree, and then swam across the ocean to get there as fast as I could. When I finally reached the mountain overhang, I noticed that there was a massive hole which led to a huge cave. So there was only one thing to do: cover it up. I put my chest down and cleared my inventory to make some extra space, and then crafted an iron shovel to dig up some dirt. Okay, I dug up a bunch of dirt, and I think I do have enough, so I think it's time to finally patch this big boy up. Okay, I'm going to quickly make a blast furnace. That way all the iron that I mined earlier could smelt whilst I do this, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Damn, look at all of that iron.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy diggy hole, I'm digging a hole. Diggy diggy hole.
After a long day of digging and placing dirt, I collected all of the smelted iron from the blast furnaces and went to sleep. In the morning, I went out to chop down some trees to get wood to start on the foundation of my house. Using this somewhat scuffed MS Paint blueprint that I drew of my 9-year-old base. Hold on, actually, let me make it a bit clearer for you guys. I hope that's a bit easier to understand. Anyways, using the blueprint that you can see, I used the wooden planks that I just chopped down and created the foundation of the house. The front part was 14 blocks long, the right side was 11, the back of it 15, and the left side of the house 12. I then gave the house a little more height by creating another layer with the wooden planks using the same measurements as I did on the foundation layer. I also left a gap to signify where the diamond and glass blocks were going to be placed once I acquired them. And now I'm just going to place this door down for now, and boom, it's starting to come together now. Now that I had a basic foundation of the main house, I needed to get diamond blocks, and yeah, let's be honest, that's not going to happen.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yep, that's right, I'm not going to be using any diamond blocks.
But TyZer, how will you ever recreate your 9-year-old house if you don't have all the diamond blocks? You promised us an exact replica. I'm disliking the video and I'm unsubscribing.
Well, hold on there, little Timmy. Before you do anything too irrational, let me just explain.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
So do you guys remember when I said I'm recreating an almost exact replica in the intro of the video? I'll be recreating an almost exact replica of my old base. And you guys also remember me saying that Lily of the Valley flowers and lapis lazuli are going to be playing a big part later down the line. They'll come in very handy later in the video, which is another important item that will play a massive role later in the video. Well, if you don't, you do now, and here's why. I'm going to be using the lapis to make blue dye, the Lily of the Valley flowers to make white dye, and combine them both to make light blue dye. I'll then use the light blue dye on some sheep to turn their wool light blue, and using some shears, I'll be able to harvest plenty of light blue wool, which will be a placeholder until I'm rich enough to get diamond blocks. So yeah, now that we're all caught up, let's get right back to it. I crafted a 9 hoe and went out patching grass to get some wheat seeds. Please give me a seed. Bloody hell, finally. Alright, let me quickly plant this, and then I'm gonna get some bone meal out of my chest to grow some more. Now that I had 4 pieces of wheat, I converted the lapis and bone meal into light blue dye, and then made a temporary hole by my wheat farm to put my sheep in. That way I can breed them and they can't escape. Now that I created a small place for the sheep to stay, I was ready to go out and look for some to bring back home. I swam across the river and went back toward my spawn area as I knew I had seen some sheep there earlier. Aha! Found some. Alrighty, that didn't take too long. I just got to load them back now. It was quite a slow and painful process luring them back home, and by the time I reached the temporary hole I made for them, it had already turned nighttime. After giving them all a slight nudge and a push to get them into the hole, I used the light blue dye that I crafted earlier on each of them, and after a long day of construction and luring sheep, I finally went to sleep. Bars. In the morning, I went to visit the sheep hole to shear off all of the wool that I had grown, and then use the remaining wheat that I had to breed them. I had sheared exactly 8 pieces of wool, which was the perfect amount that was needed to fill the gaps in front of the house. As I was in a bit of a constructional mood, I decided to replace the dirt on my doorstep with cobblestone to recreate the pavement that I made 9 years ago. Using the dirt that I just mined, I filled out the rest of the hole which I hadn't finished earlier. Perfect, no more gaps. I then went to check on my sheep hole and noticed that one of them had already grown their wool back, so I quickly sheared it and used it to fill out another corner of the house. With a lot of work being done on the front part of the house, it would only be appropriate for me to add some windows just to give it that bit more personality. So I went off and went to collect some sand. When I returned home, I finished working on the cobblestone path whilst my glass melted. Now I just need to light up the portal and bosh, okay, that should do it. With the cobblestone path and nether portal being completed, I now had to focus on finishing off the wooden and diamond block house. My glass had finally smelted, so I began filling out the windows. Okay, nice, that's all the windows done, now I just gotta do the floor. And that's all my slabs gone, so let me just go quickly check on my sheep. Yoink! And a yoink! And another yoink! And that's pretty much the first layer of the diamond blocks done. Looking nice. It's montage time. Oh, pardon me. Alright, I'm gonna finally finish this floor because I keep getting sidetracked, so let's quickly get this out the way. And boom, floor completed. Okay, time to get rid of all this stone and start working on the roof. Alrighty, I got some stone blocks and it's time to fill out this roof. Yes, okay, that completes the second row of diamond blocks. Very nice. Okay, I just noticed that this glass is in the wrong order, so let me quickly fix that. I hate the sound of glass breaking. Alright, looking much better. I quickly headed to the nether to get some glowstone. That way I can recreate this weird roof light that I had in my house. Yeah, I don't know why I've done that either. And voila, let there be light. So as you may have noticed, my 9-year-old house doesn't have all of this stone on top of the roof, so I have to clear all of this out. And last but not least... ta-da! That completes the roof. Nice. Now that the roof was completed, all that was left for me to do was to get 2 more red beds and place them in the house for it to be an exact replica of the one I made 9 years ago. So I went out and went to collect some red wool. And there you have it, the wooden and diamond block house is complete. That means that all that was left to do now was to finish building the cave part of this base. So here we go. I started off by creating this 5x5 room and used some light blue wool as flooring, which of course represents the diamond blocks. This was going to be the cave house kitchen. Using some wood that I just chopped down, I created 2 chests and placed them above the 2x2 unlimited water source that I created. Using some stone that I had in my inventory, I replaced all of the dirt that was on the walls. I then made a crafting table and placed it right by the chests. I then used it to create a bunch of furnaces because hey, 9 years ago I decided to make a roof out of furnaces because why not? It's a kitchen after all, am I right? I really don't know what was going through my head. And last but not least, I just gotta put this door down and boom, that's the cave house kitchen pretty much done. Time to work on the chest room now. So I started off by carving out the shape of the room and created a staircase that headed directly toward the diamond and wooden house. I then finished carving out the room and replaced the floor with the light blue wool just like I did with the kitchen. And let's add some chests in here. There we go. I then quickly sheared all of my sheep's wool before heading into the nether to grab 2 pieces of netherrack. When I got back, I went to make a few small tweaks and fixes to the staircase. And to finish off this room, I just need to replace the walls with stone and a bit of wool. And that is that. Okay, I just noticed that the staircase is slightly wrong, so let me fix it quickly and then add some glass to make a window. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, there, fixed it. With the chest room now being finished, all that was left to do was to create the furnace room. I really loved furnaces back in the day, didn't I? Okay, time to make this room a bit more wide. Hello again, guys.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, for God's sake. All that was left to do now was raise the roof by 1 block and the furnace room would be complete. And we're done. Nice. And there you have it. My 9-year-old house has been recreated. We created an almost exact replica of the diamond and wooden house, the cobblestone walkway,
Wow.
the nether portal,
Nice.
the cave house kitchen, the cave house chest room, and of course, the cave house furnace room.
Nice.
Hope you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new.